Hey out there, it's Wake Angel 2001, and we're coming at you with the Sonic Boom vlog for Sonic Boom Season 2, Episode 49. Now this vlog is a little bit late because I was at work when they first aired this episode, and it seriously wasn't until, like, literally it was literally a couple hours ago. When I went to sleep last night, this episode was not online yet, and now it's finally up. And the episode that came before it, episode 48, still isn't online. Which is a shame, because episode 48 was the 100th episode of the series. And I mean, come on, that's kind of a big accomplishment. Sonic Boom, 100 episodes. Where's the fanfare? I mean, when Teen Titans Go had its 100th episode, they gave a stupid marathon that nobody wanted. But when Sonic Boom goes through it, the network just does like, yeah, what? We already give Sonic Boom for an hour every week. What more do you want from us? Geez, maybe a little bit of acknowledgement from one of the most popular fictional characters ever created? I don't know. Anyway, this was the Eggman Family Vacation. Oh. But before I get into the Sonic Boom anime, Sonic Boom vlog, I just want to bring up this. I got the new Sonic Forces game. I've only played the first couple stages so far. I was a little bit upset that I couldn't make a Princess Sally lookalike in the Avatar character, but I was able to create a more or less decent approximation of Bunny, at least of her post-Super Genesis appearance. I'm hoping that as I play the game more and I unlock more outfits and gear, I'll be able to customize her to look even more like Bunny. But yeah, like this game is pretty cool. I like how Knuckles is introduced in it, and he is not a meat-headed idiot. He's actually Knuckles, as we recognize him. I can't believe how much I actually missed that version of the character. And yeah, that control skin for the Switch controller is actually really awesome too. Love this thing. But this isn't about Sonic Forces, this is about Sonic Boom. So the episode begins with Sonic running away from the giant rock ogre from Season 1, easily able to outmaneuver it. So when Eggman is saying that the rock ogre can't do anything right, the rock ogre starts to spin around like a tornado and goes up on top of the mountain to join him, revealing itself to be Steve. So the two of them get into an argument and start getting into a slap fight because, he may command armies of robot minions, but he doesn't know how to fight himself. Which, like, if Steve is programmed with the same combat abilities as Eggman himself, how can he ever hope to defeat Sonic anyway? I mean, like, say he did manage to tackle Sonic. What's he gonna do? Lion him with his giant rock ogre body? Does he actually weigh more when he shapeshifts into a giant thing? Because, like, no matter what, we could have an Oolong situation from Dragon Ball. Remember, Oolong could shapeshift into whatever he wanted, but he couldn't make himself any stronger? So he was menacing the village by turning himself into big, scary-looking monsters that everybody was afraid to fight. But then when Goku challenged him anyway, he's like, I'm gonna dip you in the soup. You're not scared of me? Really? So they're having lunch with Mombot, or they're having a meal with Mombot, I don't know what it is, when she says that she has a vacation for them. She's bought herself a timeshare in Roboken. So they're all going to take a rocket ship to Roboken, and Sonic and his friends are happy that they're going away for a while because it means that they get a vacation from him. So after the rocket ship flies away, they wonder what they're going to do, and Amy says she's already made an itinerary. She's set up a nature walk for them, which are all like, oh. But, here in the Sonic Boom universe, Amy gets to decide what everybody does because she has the force of personality to do so. From this point, the episode kind of flips back and forth, and I might not be flipping back in the same order because, it's easier to recall things in a certain way. So when we go up to Roboken, they land and they go into the place where the timeshare is, and it's a complete dump. There's crap leaking everywhere, the furniture's broken, there's spider webs. Spider webs! That means that spiders live in Roboken. Organic life forms do live there. Then again, there are spiders. They found spiders I'm pretty sure spiders managed to get into the International Space Station. It really is true that almost nobody on Earth is ever more than 8 feet away from a spider. I apologize to any arachnophobic people out there, but it is the truth. You've probably even eaten a couple in your sleep. If you sleep on your back, that is. And I bet a whole bunch of people here now gonna start sleeping on their bellies. Okay, so we have the scene of everybody going on the nature hike, and Amy is enjoying the quiet, the peacefulness of the hike when Knuckles George of the Jungles himself into a tree. Amy yells at him, saying he's ruining the quiet serenity, and they're like, "Relax, Amy. He's not hurting anybody." And when he's trying to climb down from the tree, he accidentally pulls on a limb, which turns out to be a hidden lever for one of Eggman's old Cold War missile silos. The Cold War happened in Sonic Boom World? The Cold War ended in like 1989 or 1991, I think. I was a little kid. It's hard for me to remember. So, are they trying to give subtle hints at how old Eggman actually is? Like, he was old enough to build missiles in 1991? I don't know. So they find out that the missile's heading for Golgova Village, and Sonic tries to whistle fine, we'll go save them. Aw, Sonic, you should have just doubled down. But okay, I guess we can't let a village of people that haven't actively done anything bad die horribly from a missile strike. So we have an action beat where they go up in the plane, and they had to bend the rudder of the missile to take it off course, but it crashes into a mountain, so Sonic and Knuckles are caught in the explosion. They don't seem to be hurt, but they're all covered in soot. Knuckles is like, woo! Up on Roboken, the Eggman family, including Cubot and Orbot, who, remember, they were really upset that they couldn't go to Roboken the first time, get to explore all the sites. They take pictures of all the identical buildings, and Eggman's just kind of walking behind them. And when they're eating, everybody's eating robot food, which is made out of metal, and Dr. Eggman sees his steak, and he cuts it open. He cuts it with a knife, and he says, "I wanted my steak medium well, not medium welded." And because I am a massive nerd, I'm trying to figure out what metal that steak was made out of. Because it was hot enough to throw off steam, and soft enough that Eggman was able to just slice through it with an ordinary butter or steak knife. So that means it had to be a relatively soft metal, because if it was like steel or iron, then unless it was hot enough to glow with incandescence, there'd be no way that you could simply cut through it. It must have been a softer metal, like maybe tin, like a metal that okay, that's too nerdy. Eggman couldn't eat his tin steak, which is all well and good, because if it was hot enough to throw off steam, it would probably just burn him. He'd probably die if you tried to eat it. You think the good citizens of Roboken would have some way to cater to the needs of organic citizens? I mean, Cyborg Sonic and his friends have organic brains. Organic brains require organic nutrients to live, so, kind of wondering, why don't they have actual food? I mean, it would probably be a little more than a nutrient paste to supply their brains with glucose, but nerding. Okay, RoboCop food aside, we continue on with the episode. We see Sonic and his friends on the nature walk aren't having the best of time as they encounter Ka that wraps everybody up and tries to eat Sonic. They accidentally set off another missile, which they have to stop. And and Eggman's getting harassed by the local heroes, Cyborg Sonic and Myton! Yep, we get Bolts and Myton in this episode. Again, justifying this $80 custom 3D printed figure I ordered, which is still awesome. And they say that they know that Eggman is eventually going to be up for no good, so they're going to keep an eye on him. And Eggman says that he's only there because he's on vacation with his family. And Bolt calculates the exact probability of Eggman choosing to vacation at Roboken at some really remote number. And that's when Eggman realizes that Myton's really smart. And he tries to get a look at his processor to see what he's got back there, but Bolts and Cyborg Sonic shoo him away. So Eggman rejoins his family, and he starts scheming with Steve, saying that they can work together to pull off some evil. When I saw the episode description, I thought that Eggman was going to try and conquer Roboken again, but in actuality, all he does is that when Bolts is by himself performing maintenance, he has Steve Eggman turn into Myton, who does a terrible impression of him, but confuses Bolts just long enough to turn into a giant carniflower thing, which grabs Bolts, and Eggman runs up and takes his intelligence chip out of his head. Then they run off when the real Myton finds Bolts' unconscious form lying on the floor. So, back in the house, Eggman and Steve are broing it up like, oh yeah, you did it. We're doing the secret handshake thing. when Mombot, who's so happy that they're all getting along so well, is interrupted by banging on the door. Eggman, we know you're in there. And we should get going, or else they're going to mash us into a fine uniform paste. Mombot says, but if I don't clean, I'll lose my deposit. So they grab her and they run. They get into their spaceship and they fly away. Cyborg Sonic and Myton get into another Roboken ship and they start following them. And this is when Sonic and the gang are trudging home from their nature walk like, I need a vacation from this vacation. Oh, well, you know, Amy's little nature walk didn't work out as well as they wanted to. So when they see Eggman land and Cyborg Sonic and Myton are confronting them, Eggman says that they're too late because he already took the intelligence chip and installed it into Firebot. Sonic says that Firebot's never really been that big a threat, but Firebot starts shooting controlled fireballs from his flamethrower, and Sonic at first dodges him easily, saying that even if he's smarter, it doesn't matter if he's not fast enough to catch him, to which Firebot starts burning the ground, giving Sonic a hot foot. Like, if your gimmick is running around on the floor, then making the floor itself a hazard is going to be the way to fight you. But still, working together, they're able to fight off Firebot. But right before the final blow is dealt, he ejects the intelligence chip, and it goes into one of the Motobugs. And this kind of continues for a few minutes. Like, we see the action scene is that the Badniks that had the intelligence chip actually put up a really good fight against everybody, and right before they're destroyed, they eject the intelligence chip so that another Badnik can take it up. I think my favorite part was when there was a B-bot that got the chip, and Knuckles said, "There's no way you'll be able to outsmart me!" To which it started jingling some keys, and like, ooh, yay! I am so happy that they decided to go back to the competent Knuckles in Sonic Forces, because I don't think I would have been able to take this in the proper universe. Like, that would have really been the final nail in the coffin. So they fight, and it turns out that even though the intelligence chip makes some really good fighters, there's only one. I think it would have been a better plan if Dr. Eggman had duplicated the intelligence chip and then supposedly returned it to Bolts, saying, here's the neat way this evil plan would have really worked. Dr. Eggman has Steve knock out Bolts and they take out his intelligence chip, and then he reverse engineers and duplicates it. Then they reinstall it back into bolts, to which it says, "Oh, sorry about that. We accidentally knocked you over and your chip fell out. You okay?" Like, I guess so. All right. So since we are not doing anything evil, we are going to conclude our vacation and go home. Then they take all these duplicated chips and put them in a bunch of badniks. I mean, imagine if they put the intelligence chip in something like Destructobot or Megabot. That would have been a major threat. But no, they went with this whole, we have just this one stolen chip. I mean, I guess there is a time crunch, but that's why you're sneaky. Yeah, I guess maybe the time it would have taken to duplicate the chip, but, you know, like, if they're going to do a Season 3 and they might want to do a follow-up on this, reverse engineering how the, like maybe they can have Eggman show, like, when they were flying in the rocket, how they were analyzing the chip and it took some time, but they were finally able to fabricate their own. That would be a good follow-up if you want to do an episode where we suddenly have an army of super badniks, because that could be a legitimate threat. Possibly even a season bookend, like either the epic beginning or season finale. That would be really good. But they don't do that. The point is, they finally, when they destroy all the major badniks, they wonder who has the intelligence chip now, and that's when Mombot chimes in that they should stop fighting, and she starts quoting statistics about violence in society and stuff, and that's when they realize that Mombot got the chip, and sticks to just smashing her. So they all start charging Mombot when Cubot, Orbot, Steve, and Eggman all get in the way and say, "Nope, you can smash the minion bots all you want, but I will not let you hurt my Mombot." So he takes the chip out of her, says, "You can have the chip back. Family's more important than vengeance, I guess." So they put the chip back into Bolt, who says that he had a very restful sleep, to which everyone else is kind of jealous. And the episode ends with the Eggman family sharing pie together. And when Eggman takes a bite of his pie, he spits out a Bolt, finding that she used bolts as the filling. Come on, Eggman, you should have programmed her with a more human cooking sense. Like she could at least make some of the pie with no bolts in it for you. You know, I guess. This episode felt a little bit disjointed. I kind of feel like I would have preferred it if they did a split format like they did. Remember early on in the season when they had the Sonic road trip with the Dreamboat Express van, or the Dude Mobile, and and they did an episode centered around what they did, and then they did a follow-up episode next week with Amy and Styx's Excellent Staycation, where we show what they did while Sonic and the gang was away. I kind of would have liked to see that here. Just show this episode is completely about Eggman and his family and their adventures in Roboken, and then the following week have Sonic and his friends have their nature walk. Actually, given the episode counts, this is episode 49. Assuming 52, there's only a few episodes left. They could have, they could have totally done this. Like, they had this episode be Eggman's thing, and he steals the chip at the end of it. Then have Sonic and his gang have their what we did when Eggman was away thing, and then have Eggman come back. And then the next episode show the confrontation where they fight Super Badniks. But then they do the whole thing where he returns the chip after Mombot gets it, but reveal that he has technical data on the chip, so he would be able to duplicate it. And then episode 52, which would be the season finale, have him install those chips in an army of Badniks and have a super smart Badnik army. Holy crap, that would have been a perfect season finale. Oh, Sonic Boom, missed opportunity. Man, now I'm kind of disappointed. I just kind of, like, there was nothing inherently wrong with the way this episode was made, but the way that I just headcanoned it, oh man. Alright, geez, I hate to speak any more ill of the show because they didn't think of this, because I'm looking at it with the benefit of hindsight. I seen the episode as it was made and thinking of ways to improve it. So I am not saying that I am smarter than the writers of this cast. I am a terrible writer. All I did was a quick little bit of rewriting which is completely different from actually having to come up with the original idea yourself. So, yeah, although, like again, hindsight's 2020, and I'm not gonna Captain Hindsight this. You did good, writers. Although it's possible to have done better, that's technically always true. So, I have the next episode, episode 49, queued up right here, and I'm gonna wait, no, I'm sorry. This is episode 50, not 49. So I have episode 51. I have episode. Yeah, I just watched 49. I have episode 50 queued up to watch right now. We're gonna do that, and I'm gonna go before I make a bigger fool of myself.